Good morning. Once again, welcome back to Business Analytics class. Today, we'll be discussing about one of the most important techniques of statistical analysis, that is a regression analysis. Regression is a very popular statistical tool which has been extensively used by the researchers, industry people, statisticians, analysts, and so on. So what is regression analysis? Regression analysis is basically a statistical method which is used for understanding relationship between the dependent variable and independent variable. So there is always, we believe that when a problem happens, so there is a cause and effect, right? That is, problem would have been happened because of some reason, right? So the effect can be dependent variable and the cause can be independent variable. So we want to know the relationship between these two variables. So then we use a regression analysis. We take a simple example to understand this better. So take the example of sales and revenue. We know sales is the independent variable, right? And revenue is a dependent variable. So as you get more sales, the revenue will go up. If the sales is not happening, you don't get any revenues. Okay, similarly, we'll take another example. Customer preference and acceptance of a product. So product can be accepted only when customer prefers to buy it. So customer preference is the independent variable and acceptance of a product is a dependent variable. So when you want to study the relationship between these two variables, we use a regression analysis as a statistical tool. So how this regression analysis can be used? So basically it is used to assess the strength of relationship between variables and for modeling the future relationship between them. Of course, there is some relationship existing today between dependent variable and independent variable. What happens in the future? It can also predict. So it's a kind of a tool for predictive analytics. It will predict what is going to happen in the future, right? The relationship between these two variables. Okay, so it is not only understand the current relationship, it will also predict the future relationship. Okay, so today you're making a product, selling product, and you're making enough revenue. What happens in the future? What happens to your sales? If sales happen, something happens to sales, what happens to your revenue? So regression analysis is a very popular tool because of this reason. It not only understands the current relationship between dependent and independent variable, it also predicts the future relationship between these two variables. And it has two variations. One is called simple linear regression. The second one is called multiple regression. So first we will see what is a simple linear regression. A simple linear regression explains the relation between one dependent variable and one independent variable. That is, what is the impact of independent variable on one dependent variable? And it can be expressed in the form of this particular formula, y is equal to a plus bx. So y is the dependent variable, x is independent variable, a and b are constants, a is an intercept, b is a slope. And we also look at the formulas which are given for calculating the values of a and b. So a simple linear regression will explain the relationship between one independent variable and one dependent variable. The next one is multiple regression. So it is little different from simple regression. In multiple regression, you understand the relationship between one dependent variable and many independent variables. Okay, because one particular variable may not be impacted by one independent variable. There will be multiple independent variables. So it is expressed in the equation y is equal to a plus bx1 plus cx2 plus dx3. So these are the components what we have. Y is a dependent variable, x1, x2, x3 are independent variables, a is an intercept, b, c, d are slopes. So the usage of this regression analysis is very much in research, the business analysis, right? And also by the statisticians, right? So in order to establish the relationship between one variable and the another variable, and this technique is extensively used in the industry. I hope you understood about regression analysis, and we'll come back and meet in the next video.